Hello students, welcome back to RD Chemistry. In this video, I'll take up the new chapter that is coordination compounds. In the previous videos, I have completed alcohols, phenols and ethers. If you have not watched, please do watch. If you are not subscribed, please do subscribe RD Chemistry and support me. Now in this video, I am going to take up the introductory part, that is the types of these salts. You have done the salt analysis in the first year. In the salt analysis, you detect one acid radical and one basic radical, or one cation and one anion. Let us see how many types of salts are there. Basically, we have got two types of salt. First one is called as the simple salt. It is known as the simple salt. And the second one is known as the addition compounds. Second one is called as the addition compounds. Addition compounds. And the addition compounds are also called as the molecular compounds. They are also known as the molecular compounds. Called as the molecular compounds. And under molecular compounds, we have got two types of these salts called as the double salt, and the second one is known as the complex salt. We call as the complex salt. And this complex salt is also known as the coordination compounds. Called as the coordination compounds. Coordination compound. Therefore, complex salt and coordination compounds are one and the same. That is the name of the chapter. Now we'll see what is this simple salt. When I say simple salt, it is made up of one cation and one anion. One cation and one anion. One cation and one anion. Or they are also called as the acid radicals and basic radical. Acid radical and basic radical. Basic radical. Okay, basic radical. Let me take one common example, that is a common salt itself. What is common salt? Common salt formula is what? Common salt is sodium chloride, NaCl. Now, all the salts, inorganic salts, all these are inorganic salts. Inorganic salt, when dissolved in water, they give rise to cation anion, correct? So we get cation sodium plus anion chloride ion. The positively charged species is called as the cation. Negatively charged species is known as the anion. Okay? Or cations are also called as the basic radicals. It is known as the basic radicals. Okay? And the anions are called as the acid radicals. Acid radicals. Acid radicals. Now, why are they called as the acid radical and basic radical? When I say base, basic, OH minus. When I say acid, acidic, H plus. Remember here, I got sodium ion. Okay, attach there OH minus. It forms sodium hydroxide. So it is a base. Okay, so basic radical. Acid radical, we have got here chloride, Cl minus. Say acid, H plus. It can form acid, H plus Cl minus, acid. HCl is an acid. So therefore they are called the basic radical and acid radical. Now what do you mean by simple salt? Simple salt contains one acid radical, one basic radical, or one cation, one anion only. This you have done in the first year, the salt analysis, right? I'll give one more example. Copper sulfate, CuSO4. Copper sulfate is CuSO4. It is a salt, right? It is a salt. So dissolved in water, it gives cation anion, copper 2 plus, and sulfate formula SO4 2 minus. Student, you must remember all the valencies. Okay? Copper 2 plus, two positive charges are there. So it is a cation. It is a cation. Sulfate minus 2. Okay? It is a anion. Okay? So when you write the formula, plus 2, minus 2 get cancelled. That's why I write a CuSO4. Let me write down now ferric sulfate. Okay? Ferric ion is a Fe3 plus. Ferric is Fe3 plus. And sulfate is a SO4 2 minus. How to write down the formula now? Entire formula. Interchange the valencies. You have got Fe here. Then SO4 is there, right? SO4. So cross multiply 3 times here and it is a 2 times. This is known as the ferric sulfate. Now we have to balance the equation. How many ferric ions are there? 2. How many sulfates are there? 3. Count the charges. How to count the charge? 2 into 3. How much? Plus 6. Here 3 into minus 2 minus 6 plus 6 minus 6. Remember, in the given salt, total number of positive charges is always equal to total number of the negative charges. Clear? So acid radical is 1. Acid radical is called as the anion. Basic radical is called as the cation. So simple salt contains 1 cation, 1 anion. Number of cations and anions may differ depending on the composition stoichiometry ratio of this salt given here. Clear? Now let us move on to the addition compounds or molecular compounds, right? Under addition compounds we have got two types, double salt and complex salt. Now what do you mean by addition compound? Addition compounds are the compounds formed by addition of two salts in the stoichiometric ratio. Let me take a double salt. Now what is double salt? Double salt is made up of two simple salt. It is made up of two simple salt. Made up of two simple salts. Okay? Made up of two simple salts. Okay? Let me take examples for these. What are the examples? Let me take first example. Example number 1 called as the carnallite. Carnallite. Called as the carnallite. What is carnallite? Carnallite is the equimolar proportion of potassium chloride and magnesium chloride. Okay, these two salts are dissolved and finally it is evaporated. We'll get a stoichiometric ratio of potassium chloride, magnesium chloride, along with that crystals of hydration, 6 water molecule. It is a solid. Okay, 6 water molecule crystals of hydration. It is. Here there are two simple salts. One is the potassium chloride. When I say simple salt, one cation, one anion. Another simple salt, one cation, one anion, and water molecule 6. Okay. So what is the formula of potassium chloride? Potassium is K plus and chloride is minus. So KC will write. Magnesium Mg2 plus and chloride Cl minus. Interchange the valency MgCl2. Okay. This is the first example. How many simple salts are there? Two different types of salts are there. Two simple salts are there. Sometimes cation can repeat or anion can repeat. Okay, here chlorides are repeated, no problem. But still, they are two different simple salts. Right? Let me take example number 2. Example number 2. Okay, called the Morse salt. Morse salt. It is also called as the ferrous ammonium salt. Ferrous ammonium salt. Ferrous ammonium. Okay, and here sulfate is anion. Ferrous ammonium sulfate. Ferrous ammonium sulfate. Ferrous sulfate formula FeSO4. Ferrous sulfate. Ammonium sulfate NH4 twice SO4. Ammonium sulfate. And 6 water molecules. Okay, 6 water molecules. So it is actually ferrous sulfate, ammonium sulfate. Ferrous ammonium sulfate stand for ferrous sulfate, ammonium sulfate. Clear? Now, I'll give the valencies also. Ferrous Fe2 plus, sulfate SO4 2 minus, plus 2 minus to get cancel. Therefore, we write FeSO4. Next one, ammonium sulfate, ammonium NH4 plus, sulfate SO4 2 minus, plus 1 minus 2. So cross multiply, ammonium twice SO4. Okay. Third example, example number 3. Example number 3 is called as the potash alum. Is known as the potash alum. Potash alum. What is potash alum? Potash alum is nothing but potassium aluminium sulfate. Potassium aluminium sulfate. Potassium aluminium sulfate. Potassium aluminium sulfate. It is a potassium sulfate, aluminium sulfate. Okay, right? So let me write down the formula. Potassium sulfate formula K2SO4. Aluminium sulfate Al twice, SO4 thrice, with 24 water molecules. 24 molecules of water, crystals of hydration it is, but still it is a solid. I'll give the formula, I'll give the valencies here. Potassium valency plus 1, sulfate valency minus 2. So cross multiply K2SO4. Aluminium is Al3 plus, aluminium charge plus 3. Sulfate is a SO4 2 minus. Interchange the valencies. Al twice, SO4 thrice. Right? So what do you mean by double salt? Double salt contains two simple salts. Right? Example carnallite, potassium chloride, magnesium chloride, water molecules. More salt. More salt is a ferrous sulfate, ammonium sulfate, 6 water molecules. Ferrous ammonium sulfate. And the next one is the potassium, aluminium sulfate, potassium sulfate, aluminium sulfate, K2SO4, Al2 twice, SO4 thrice, 24 water molecules. Clear? Now, this is the first type under addition compound, double salt. Let me move on to the complex salt now. The third category of salt is complex salt, and the complex salts are also known as the coordination compounds. So let me take one example. Let me take the example number 1. Cuprammonium sulfate, cupra, ammonium sulfate, cupra ammonium sulfate, cuprammonium sulfate, cuprammonium sulfate. Okay, this is the common name, and we are going to study in this chapter IUPAC nomenclature for coordination compounds. Okay, when I say cupra, cupra refers to copper, ammonium refers to ammonia or ammonium ion, sulfate refers to SO4. Now this is the type of the addition compound or molecular compound. How it is formed actually? Okay, it is formed by taking a copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is a simple salt mixed with the ammonia. When they react in the stoichiometry ratio, we'll get cuprammonium sulfate. Okay, so copper sulfate mixed with the ammonia here. Okay, so we get now cuprammonium sulfate formula Cu copper, ammonia NH3. I'll write 4 times here, and I'll put on square bracket also. There's a round bracket, square bracket, and SO4. This is known as the cuprammonium sulfate, and this is a complex salt and coordination compound. Remember here, we write square bracket, we write a round brackets also. There's a metal atom here, there's some molecule here, and there is some outside the square bracket we have got some ion. All these are salts, you know that. I should dissolve them in water. When you dissolve them in water, they should dissolve. They should give rise to cation anion. Okay, they give cation anion. Let me write down sulfate. See the square outside the square bracket, whatever is there is free. It is a SO4 2 minus. It is SO4 2 minus. This is known as the sulfate ion, anion, sulfate anion. It is. This is sulfate anion, right? Sulfate anion. Remaining part should be together. Remember, whatever there in the square bracket should be together. The total negative charges are 2. Therefore, there should be total positive charges 2 plus here. 2 plus minus 2. That's when you write the entire molecule plus 2 minus 2 get cancelled right together like this. So we have got Cu, and there is a NH3 altogether 4 times. Okay. Now, whatever we have got inside the square bracket, this is called as the coordination entity. This is known as the coordination entity. Remember, coordination entity. Remember, coordination entity from coordination compounds. Outside the coordination entity, square bracket, whatever is within the square bracket, coordination entity, whatever there outside is a simple ion, maybe cation, maybe anion, called as the counter ion. Called as the counter ion. Okay, now see here, I have taken this coordination entity. Let me take this coordination entity separately again. Okay, now there are ammonia molecules are there surrounding which one? Copper. See, copper 2 plus, I'll take. This copper 2 plus surrounded by ammonia, NH3, first one, second one, third one, and the fourth one. Okay, all these are there within the square bracket, and total positive charge is plus 2. Correct? Copper is in the center, right? And is a metal atom. Therefore, copper 2 plus is called as the central metal atom. Is called as the central metal atom. Metal atom, either central metal atom. Now, in this case, positively charged central metal ion it is. Okay, you have to remember the first point. In the coordination entity, there is a central metal atom or ion. Now, this is a positively charged shortage of electron. Therefore, it can take up electrons from the neighboring molecule. Ammonia contains a lone pair of electron. Each nitrogen contains one lone pair of electron. Therefore, ammonia is an electron-rich species. Therefore, it can easily donate electron to the electron deficient copper 2 plus. So, according to Lewis acid-base concept, copper 2 plus is a Lewis acid because it can accept the electron pair. Ammonia is a Lewis base because it can donate electron pair to the Lewis acid and it forms the coordination entity. In the coordination entities here, ammonia are there in the four corners of the square planar structure. Therefore, these complex salt also give rise to definite shape or geometry. Now see here, only nitrogen donates electron pair to the central metal atom. Copper does not donate electron pair to form the bond. Remember, here between copper and nitrogen atom there is one bond, and this bond is represented by the arrow mark, which means only nitrogen donates electron pair for the bond formation. Copper is not contributing electron pair. Such type of bonds are called as the coordinate bonds. Coordinate bond. What is coordinate bond? Coordinate bond is one between the two atoms where one atom donates electron pair and other one receives that electron pair. Such type of bonds are called the coordinate bond. Therefore, name of the chapter is called as the coordination compounds, since they can form coordinate bonds between the central atom and the molecules around it. In this case, ammonia is a molecule. In this case, ammonia is a molecule. Okay. It can be ions also. It can be ions also. For example, it can be Cn minus also. It can be Cl minus also. Okay. They can be ions also. Either molecules or it can be ions around the central metal atom. Clear? So now I'm going to write the definition of the coordination compound. See here. In this is the coordination compound. This coordination compound has got always coordination entity. This coordination entity contains a central metal atom surrounded by either molecules or ligands. Either molecules or the ions around it. And always outside this square bracket there is a sulfate here. In this case sulfate. And this sulfate ion is called as the counter ion now. Called as the counter ion. So what is the definition of a coordination compound? Coordination compounds are those compounds which contain at least one coordination entity. Coordination entity has got one central metal atom surrounded by the molecules or ions, either molecules ion, and central metal atom and the molecules are bonded by the coordinate bonds. Clear? Right? So I'll write the definition. These are the compounds. These are the compounds. These are the compounds. These are the compounds containing coordination entity. Containing coordination entity. Containing coordination entity. Coordination entity. In which central atom is bonded, is bonded, is bonded to fixed number of molecules or ions, molecules or ions through coordinate bonds, through coordinate bonds, through coordinate bonds. Okay, since they form coordinate bonds, such type of salts are called as the complex salt or coordination compounds or salts, right? Now I'll give other examples. Now let me go for example number 2. Okay, in example number 2, let me take a potassium ferrocyanide, potassium ferrocyanide, potassium ferrocyanide, ferrocyanide, potassium ferrocyanide, potassium K, ferro, iron, cyanide, Cn. Okay, clear? How it is formed? It is formed by the reaction between the potassium sulfate, ferrocyanide or ferrous sulfate, potassium cyanide. Two salts are mixed in the stoichiometry ratio to give potassium ferrocyanide. Okay, I'm going to write the actual formula now. K4 FeCN6. This is the actual formula. Okay, all these are salts, correct? When dissolving water, they should give cation anion, right? Now here, I'll write square bracket later, comes later. Okay, outside the square bracket, I got potassium K plus. How many potassiums are there? 4 potassiums are there, right? Therefore, 4 positive charges and 4 negative charges. Remaining part FeCN 6 times, right? Now, square bracket is called as the entire thing in the square bracket called as the coordination entity, right? This is the coordination entity. Clear? This is the coordination entity. Outside the coordination entity, we have got counter ion. We have got counter ion. Correct? We have got counter ion. Now, Fe is the central atom. Fe is the central atom. Central atom. And the central atom is surrounded by ions Cn minus cyanide. Okay, so we have got cyanide. These are the ions here. In the previous case we had ammonia as the surrounding atoms or surrounding molecule. In this case, cyanides. Correct. Now here this coordination entity is a negatively charged. This coordination entity is a negatively charged. Therefore, this complex is called as the anionic complex. Anionic complex. Clear? This is known as the anionic complex. Anionic complex is one which produces anionic coordination entity. Let me go back to the first example. We had cuprammonium sulfate Cu NH3 altogether 4 times. Outside this square bracket we had got sulfate SO4. So this will give coordination entity plus it gives sulfate SO4 2 minus, correct? So total negative charge is -2. Total positive charge should be +2, right? Remaining part is Cu NH3 4 times. Now this coordination entity, this is the coordination entity, correct? This is the coordination entity. In this coordination entity, it has got positive charge. Therefore, this complex is called as the cationic complex. Cationic complex. So, cationic complex can produce coordination entity which is positively charged, and this is the counter ion. This is the counter ion. So, remember, coordination entity can be negative. Coordination entity can be positive. Counter ion can be positive or counter ion can be negative also, right? So this is about the complex salt, that is the coordination compounds. Yeah, this is all about the coordination compounds, type of these salts in this video. In the next video, I will continue with the coordination compounds, the definitions and important terms involved in the coordination compound. Also, I'll explain the differences between the double salt and the complex salt. Thank you for watching.